much more or less 1 hour. So I will start introducing first Carles Escobar as the winemaker from RAIMAT, and then I will do a short introduction on CEPI. After that, Carles will give his presentation about the wine and the winemaking. Um, Please know that you are on mute, so we cannot hear you. It makes it easier for us to give the presentation. But as you all know, I guess there is a chat function right beneath on your screen. So you can ask anything you want to both Carles or Sepi. So just, if there's anything you want to know about the winemaking, about the wines, about the situation, go ahead. I think it's best to do firstly the presentation, and then we all have a look to your questions, and we will try to give the best answers as we can have to make it more kind of a interactive meeting. So let me begin introducing Carles. Very proud to have the RAIMAT winemaker in the middle of us. Mostly, obviously, we want to see him somewhere between the grapes, but that's not the thing now. He's working from home, and harvest is done. Carlos is now working for RAIMAT as the winemaker for the last 20 years. Firstly studied agriculture in a Spanish university, and then he was greeted as a official winemaker. The vision and philosophy of RAIMAT, and especially of Carlos, is really all about sustainability, and that's what you will hear from him. It's an amazing story. So maybe, Carles, we will unmute you, and you can tell us a bit about RAIMAT in general and the Belgian market. Please go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here. I would be happier if I could be there in Belgium to make the tasting, as we was and we were supposed to do it in March. So with all these problems of coronavirus, it has been difficult to arrange this meeting. Then after we changed it to September, then after to November, and now finally we have decided to do it this way because the situation is quite difficult to travel for everyone and to meet for everyone. So I think that it can be a nice tasting also with this technology of Zoom and all these kind of meetings. First of all, I would like to explain that RAIMAT is a winery of the Raventós-Codorniu group. This is Raventós-Codorniu group is one of the oldest company in Europe and in the world. It was born in 1551, and it's just dedicated on the wine side, and it has wineries all around, not just in Spain, all around the world. Some wineries very famous, of course. The mother winery is Codorniu, that produces the cava that I'm sure you will know about them. Then you have RAIMAT. Then after you have Bodegas Bilbaínas in Rioja. We have also Artesa in California. We also have Septima in Argentina, and other wineries as Legaris in Ribera del Duero, Raventós d'Alella in Alella appellation in Spain. We also have Portal del Montsant in the Montsant area in the Priorat, also Escala Dei in the Priorat, Abadia de Poblet in Conca de Barberà, and apart from the cava from Codorniu, also recently they bought Montferrand and Parchet that are quite well known also. So just to have an idea that the dimension of the company is big and it's one of the oldest, and we can say it's one of the oldest in a positive way, not in a bad way, because if it oldest. So then I will talk a little about the RAIMAT in Belgium, because this is my weakness, no? Because I don't have special any numbers on sales and all this. What I know is that the company has this market is very important. As you know, the cava consumption in your country is one of the highest in the whole world. So for all the, not just for us, for all the cava companies and wine companies, Belgium is small, but it's a very important market. I know that we have partnerships here with Deleuze and with other customers since more than 25 years ago. So it's quite a long time that we are working here. And we like this country because, as you know, you have a very good perception of quality, not just with drinks, also with food. You have the capital of Europe, so it's a very important spot also. And this is what we are doing right now. Yeah, we are focusing selling our strongest brands here, but I'm sure that restaurants and other shops, they have also our wines.
Sure.
If I will start this moment to talk about RAIMAT. RAIMAT Winery was born in 1914. Manuel Raventós, owner of Codorniu, was looking for a big vineyard, and he found really difficulties to find a big vineyard in the Cava region, because historically the Cava region has been has small vineyards that each vineyard has been passed to different sons and daughters and all this. So yeah, they are very small vineyards and very spread. So it was very difficult to find a big vineyard to plant the grapes there. And he decided to find another place in Catalonia in order to have a good and big property. And he heard that in Lleida, where is located the winery, that is midwest of Catalonia. This is the most continental. Sorry, I'm gonna try to. I need to, Robert,
share the
I need your
presentation
help because I want to share the. Okay.
Yeah, if you go, hello, Carla, if you go down and then you see share screen in the middle of your screen, if it's right.
Yeah.
And if
but it says that I'm inhabilitated for this. Maybe you need to give me permission to do it, no?
Okay, we will work on that. Meanwhile, let me introduce also Seppi, who is joining the meeting. Thank you, Seppi, to be here. Yes, eventually the plan was to have a fantastic event in your restaurant in Antwerp somewhere in March. It seems years ago. Then we would have to organize another event in September, also in your restaurant with RAIMAT, but didn't work out, unfortunately. However, glad that you are in the middle. I assume that everyone, especially the press, knows you quite well or has even visited your restaurant. Famous sommelier, worked for many years at the 2 Michelin stars at Zilte, was sommelier of the year in, I guess, 2014, started your own gastro bar and wine bar a year later, and we only heard fantastic things about you, and we were really grateful that you will cooperate in this evening and that you shared some of your recipes. So maybe you can just tell us quickly how you are doing in these days. If I'm right, it is still possible to take out some food from your place. And if people have questions later on, they can do so. Hello, Sepi, do you hear us?
Yes, I'm hearing you, Robert.
Okay.
So good evening, everyone, and welcome to our presentation. Actually, I'm good, and okay, yeah, the business, it's just, I don't know, I have no words for it because all of us just looking forward to take our life normal again. And shame that we cannot host you in our restaurant in Divin by Sepi in Antwerp. But I'm very happy that there are such an alternative like now that we can meet on Scream, and we can talk about our passion and such a nice state like a RAIMAT. So yeah, I don't know. Many people know me, maybe because I'm already some years active on the media as well. I'm writing for the Highland, which is at Laatste News, and I'm doing some activity also for television and that stuff. But I'm writing also a little bit about the wine. I have 3 books already now. But yeah, it's my passion and my drifting me to doing further is the food and lovely wine. So let's talk about it.
All right, thank you, Sepi. I just ask if everyone can see the presentation, and then I will give. Okay, yes, I see a lot of yes, so that sounds good. So, Carles, please go ahead with your presentation. We see some beautiful vineyards in Spain now. Thank you.
Okay, so RAIMAT is a winery located in Lleida, the Midwest of Catalonia. It's the most continental, you know, most of the wine regions have the Mediterranean climate, no? But in appellation Costes del Segre, is the most continental climate in Catalonia. So it makes a big difference with the rest of the appellations in Catalonia. Is as I told you, sorry. Some problems with, sorry. The origin was in 1914 when Manuel Rantos found this land. He was looking for a big property in Catalonia to plant vineyards. And he heard that in Lleida, the fruit, apples, pears, peaches, were very well known about the quality of this fruit. So he thought that this region could be a good region to plant vineyards also. It's quite dry, so then there's no big humidity. It makes that there are less illness in the vineyards. On the other side, he knows that there you could a new irrigation construction was coming from the Pyrenees, because we received the water from the Noguera Ribagorçana. You know, in the Pyrenees, they start 2 rivers, one that goes to the Catalonia side, Noguera Ribagorçana, and then after it finishes in the Ebro River, but it comes straight from the Pyrenees. So we are quite close, 1.5 hours from the Pyrenees. And the other side of it goes to Bordeaux, yeah, the river goes to France, to Bordeaux, and it finishes in Bordeaux. The appellation Costes del Segre is one of the biggest in Catalonia. It's the fourth one. It's quite young. It was born in 1986. At this moment, there are 38 different wineries with around 300 different wines, and there are 4,000 hectares. From these 4,000 hectares, half of them, so 2,000 hectares of vineyards, are planted in RAIMAT. RAIMAT is one of the biggest vineyard in Europe. It's 2,000 hectares of vineyard, and it's a 3,000 hectare property. It's all from members. It's all owned by members of the company, so it's a family estate. And as I said before, it has a big influence of the continental climate. The difference of this climate will be that we have very hot weather during the summer, and during the winter it's quite cold. It's normally we have it's foggy there, so during the December, November, January, we have 3 months at half of the time we have fog, so then the temperature keeps always low, and this is good for the vineyard because it rests during the whole winter. And it's a land that we can find traditional Catalan grapes combined with international grapes. So, for example, as you will trace later, our main grape is Chardonnay. It's around 50% of the total production of RAIMAT. It's the most important grape for us. But we have also other Xarel·lo, that is very important for us also. We have also Albarino. We have many different white grapes also. Macabeo, Muscat, many. In total, we have 20 different grapes. And for reds, the most important are the Cabernet Sauvignon and Tempranillo. But now, during the last years, Grenache, that is, we are close to Aragon also, that is very common there. Grenache is one of the grapes that is taking some as I will make a quick viewing on the history because it has different moments. Another thing that is interesting to know is that the building of RAIMAT is a cathedral of wine. We say is a cathedral of wine. It's the first concrete building in Spain, done by a disciple of Gaudí, Joan Rubió. So it's a very nice winery to visit. Now it's difficult for you to travel, but you are invited to come whenever you want, because it has a lot of nice spots to visit. Because there you can see also the history and the different times and moments of the winery. But one of the most important, and is what I will focus on during this meeting, is to try to explain you and to demonstrate that RAIMAT is its principal sorry, I don't find the name. Now it's sustainability and organic. Yeah, this is the most important things that is looking RAIMAT after many years ago. It started 10 years ago. Now we can say we are one of the biggest winery in Spain that produces more wines as organic. Sorry. And in the near future, will be 80% of the production. So it has been a movement to organic during these last 5 years. But now this year, and that's why we show you these two wines, our most wines, the red one that is RAIMAT Abadia, and the Castell Chardonnay. These two wines that are the most important, one for whites and the other for reds. From this 2018 on the red and 2019 on the white, has passed to all the production to organic. So for us, it's very important because they are the largest production wines that we have, and this passing to organic has been with also good quality that you will see later. In fact, RAIMAT you can see say the land give back what you give, and that's true. You know very well. You can see everywhere that if you work the land in a bad way, then after it gives you bad things also. So sustainability for us is not just a way of thinking; is a conviction for us. We have been practicing sustainable agriculture since 50 years ago. I will show you different examples later because it's everything what we do, all the projects what we do, they have the sustainability as in our mind. So this is our objective always. So we don't look into short-term plans. We always make a long term. That's why what I think that the main reason why we are sustainable, because we are not looking on money payback and a quick payback. We are always looking for. We have been here for 100 years, and we want to be 200 more. So we are not looking just in the next 5 years. Yeah, I think that way of thinking is what that helps us to be really sustainable. So I will explain you some examples. For example, the reduction of CO2 emissions. RAIMAT was the first winery to join to Programa de Acuerdos Voluntarios, a program that was a voluntary agreement of reduction of CO2. And this was in 2011. You know, these last 10 years, we could say, is not just in RAIMAT, in organic sustainable movement has taken strongest strength these last years. 20 years ago, nobody talked about all the sustainability and organic products, and now it's a reality. For example, we own our own photovoltaic panels, and we are producing 20% of our electrical needs at this moment. But we have a new project that we want to increase these photovoltaic panels. Where we have two projects. One is to put the parking just as the roof for the cars. We have a big parking there, and we want to put the panels as the roof. And we have also a biomass plant, so we are not using diesel. We have reduced 95% of the diesel consumption in last 5 years, and especially last 2 years. We have changed the production passes in order to get low in consumption of not just diesel, also with electricity. So we are always thinking how to work in a better way to use less energy. So we are using at this moment 70% of our energetic needs are supplied with energy coming from renewable sources. We have also passed all the wines to lighter bottles. This is a thing that sometimes it's not good, because it's good for the for our conviction, but it's not good for the market, for the, we could say, for the people, because when they take the bottle, they think that as it's lighter, it's not as good as a heavier one, no? And this maybe is heavy and confirm when you sometimes you find bottles in the restaurant that are really heavy, you know. And so we have all passed it to lighter bottles. This is a thing that the glass is one of the highest carbon footprints in a winery. Yeah, the production of the glass. So, and other things that we have done is, of course, as we are organic, we don't use any kind of pesticides since many years ago, even before being organic certified, because as you know, when you are organic, it takes 3 years to get the certification. No? So you need to start with previous work before to get the certification. RAIMAT also has been always have our own water source with gravity irrigation. We don't use pump to irrigate our vineyards. We did make a huge investment on this. We waste a lot of money to do this, and we don't have payback at this moment with this, because it was easier to just use the pumps and with electricity. But we think that as in many years, it's a good thing. So because we are using less energy to irrigate, and in many years we will see the difference. In the property, it's forbidden to the hunting. It was you could hunt in the past, but it's since some years ago it's forbidden. And now we have seen that without hunting, many species of birds, eagles, falcons, and other different birds have come. And now there's a better balance with everything, no? Because we have a lot of rabbits there also, but now we have less rabbits because we have falcons and eagles, and they eat the rabbits, and so we have a good ecosystem there. In fact, we have more than 100 different species of animals there. And next spring, we will open the property free to people to visit it as a natural park. So with different points where people will see the different kind of birds, animals, and all this. No? So it's I must say it's quite impressive when you are there, because you really realize that is not fiction, is a true thing. Apart from this, always RAIMAT as a vineyard, as the agricultor, has been an example at the university. I remember when I went to the university that when something was new, precision wine growing, satellite pictures, everything was done in RAIMAT. No? So we always visited RAIMAT as the main, or one of the top farms for the modern wine growing. To confirm all those things that I have been explaining, that they are true. So we have different certifications. We have sustainable wine growing, integrated production winemaking, that is a certification. We have the organic wine production that appears in all our organic wines and the labels. We have the ISO 14001, that is the environmental system certification. The ISO 14064 greenhouse gases of an organization. We have passed all the whites and rosés, but now we are also the reds to suitable for blends also. So we are not using any animal product as gelatin or clarification products, eggs or other things like this. And one of the most important things for us, we are certified for wineries for climate protection. Wineries for climate protection is one of the first certifications specific just for wine and sustainability. It was created in 2008, I think, and RAIMAT, at that moment, there were just 8 wineries in Spain that had that certification, and RAIMAT was one of them. And this is a certification that is not just that you can, when you reach it, you have it. No, it's a certification that makes you get better every year, and you need to demonstrate that with numbers and with consumption of energy and with less consumption of water, and so they always make you improve on all those parts. And I think I can be explaining about sustainability for hours because many projects are done, but I think this is a little resume of this. And I don't know if now I need to use the wines, and Seppi, I think that will help us to describe all the aromas and flavors, and that I'm sure she do it much better than me. So if you, I don't know if you have the bottles open, all of you, but you can go, the white is quite easy to open. Yeah, you have the screw cap. The first wine is the Chardonnay. The Chardonnay, as I told you, is one of our most important, it's the most important grape for us. It goes not just for our wines, for our still wines, it goes also for wines, for the sparkling or the cava. That makes a difference of Codorniu between Codorniu and other companies, that they use a lot the Chardonnay, and it gives a special personality to the cavas. And for us, as it's the best grape for us and most important, so we have this just this monovarietal, just one, this grape, 100% Chardonnay. We have a collection of single varietals. We have the Chardonnay, we have an Albarino, we have an Tempranillo, we have a Cabernet Sauvignon, we have a Garnacha Blanca and a Garnacha Negra. But the most important is the Chardonnay. This Chardonnay is in RAIMAT is quite, we could say it's quite flat, the property, but we have small mountains that we have vineyards on the top also that we call turons, and there's a big difference. We have more limestone soil on the bottom part, on the flat land, that will give more acidity, more freshness to the grapes, because they are richer soils, and we have this kind of mountains that are flat also on the top, that we have there another kind of soil. This is very small soil, so it's not depth there's no depth there. So you after 1 meter you find a stone that you can break. So they are poor soils, and there we'll have more richness because the production also will be lower on the vineyard, and there we will have more richness, more mineral notes. And there we can find just four different grapes: Chardonnay, Tempranillo, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Syrah. These are the 4 grapes that we have on these small mountains. For this wine, what we do is we make a selection of different spots and different vineyards, because even it's just a property, 3,000 hectares, it's huge, no? So there are quite differences between different spots. So because we have some of the spots that they are fresher, so maybe there are 5 different Celsius degrees of difference between the vineyards. So, and they make different grapes that will help us to different styles of wines. And for this wine, for the Chardonnay, we have make different selections of different vineyards, as I told before. And not just that, we have made different selection of maturation. So we harvest some grapes that are greener in order to find the acidity and the more primary notes, more the citric notes on the nose and all this. And we have waited for some vineyards also to have more maturation and to have more the other side of the Chardonnay, that is the more tropical fruits, more structure on the mouth, and more body, no? So then mixing all these vineyards and all these different states of maturation, I think maybe you can say yes after you try it. We have a very complex Chardonnay for €7.99. Yeah. So just this wine has not. Just a small part has fermented in foudre, in big foudres of 4,000 liters, but just this is a small part. Just we don't have, as they are 4,000 liters, the impact of the oak after 4 months, that is the time that stays there, is very low. It just gives some complexity, but never to become predominant, because here what we want for our single varietals is that the expression of the wine is the grape and not other things like the toasting notes or from the barriques. So if you want, Seppi.
Yeah, thank you very much for your nice explanation. I hope that everyone can enjoy it and understand about how you explain actually the continental climate, because it's very important here in the influences which is had in the flavor of our wines. Just to have a small explain about the continental climate that you had, because we are used to drinking maybe the Chardonnay from Burgundy or the Champagne area, which they are very linear and very straight, because they coming from the chalky ground, and they are very fresh and cool climates. But we have a totally different climate here in Serge, because of that continental climate. The summer are very hot, but as you say, the winters are very cold as well. But which is very important, even in the summertime, which is very hot, is the dural differences. Because the temperature in the day and night is very different. In the day, they can be very hot and maybe up to 30-35 degrees. But in the night, we yes, 10-14 degrees, which is cooling off. And which is this coolness is very necessary to the wine to keep the freshness and nice acidity, which we have now also in our glass. I'm very glad to hear you that you also blend the different parcels, which is giving this complexity in this glass of wine. And I didn't know that, but now I understand better this wine, that because have a very nice freshness still of the citrus fruit, but even also apricot and stone fruits, like a nectar, but combination with the tropical fruit, which is giving more richness and complexity on the wine and bring more body, giving this wine also longer aftertaste. And it's very interesting because this make the wine very gastronomic, which we can combine this wine very easy to different flavor of the food. If I can be combine this wine, because this wine don't have aging, just for the people didn't hear it yet. So it's just still think tanks. So we have just the accent of the Chardonnay and mirror of the natural flavor actually in our glass now. So it's the expression of the Chardonnay which have a no makeup. It's just the expression of the nature, you know. And I feel have a very nice citric flavor, like a zestiness of the citron, lime, but also a little bit of the even the zestiness of the orange. So it's more full body and it's richer. And after that we give more oxygen to the wine, we will feel more the pineapple flavor, more like a little bit of mango even, and stone fruit. And if I combine this wine, we have a recipe which we combine the wine with the fish, but this one can also going very well with a lobster, or because have a nice sweetness of the lobster going very well with this dish. But also we can combine this with even chicken or pheasants, you know, and with because have a nice richness. The recipe which we took, it's some cabillaud, which we talk about maybe the flavors which coming from the France, just to have an eye to the paella, you know, the spiciness of the chorizo a little bit, and the beans inside, the earthiness, going well with the earthiness needs some sweetness of the fruit, you know, to bring in more harmony in the food. So that's why I combine it with this wine, and it's a little bit spicy dish actually also, but in a mouth we have still very nice acidity, which giving on the side of our tongue and mouth the juiciness of the wine, but also in the middle palate we have feeling the stone fruit again, have a medium acidity because it's coming from the a little bit warmer area as well, but still have a very nice medium plus acidity. But body is also medium plus and have a very nice finish, which I like.
Hello, Sepi.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a bit of distortion on the line, but now I guess I'm fine now. So please go ahead.
Okay. So I think I done with the description about the white wine. Maybe we can go ahead to the red, if you are okay with that. Carlos, do you hear me? Are you agree? Or did you mean something?
So sorry. So no, I was. I can drink the whole batch. So if not, yeah. So I was pouring now a little the red. Our RAIMAT is a wine that is a combination of two grapes. One international is the Cabernet Sauvignon, that with the continental climate, as you as you were saying, and I was saying before, it's a very good grape to grow here. And the Tempranillo. Tempranillo, it works in RAIMAT, but it doesn't work in Penes, for example. It needs this continental climate because during the summer, it goes from, as you were saying, you can go from 40 to 20 during the night, very easy, yeah? So that helps a lot to have a good maturation of the grape and to keep the acid level, not just the tartaric, also the malic acid, higher. So it means that for the whites to keep a very natural acidity, very high, and we will have a very nice acidity also with the reds, that with a lot of malic, but how this malic after malolactic fermentation will transform in lactic, we will have a very nice mouth also. And this wine has part of the wine, or maybe the 70% of the wine has been 4 months in barrels, in used barrels, not new, because we want just to have some complexity there, but never to become the predominance of the wine. So this is not a crianza wine or a reserva. This is a wine that has been apart between 4 and 6 months in barrels, in big barrels. We are not using small barrels of 225 liters. We are going to 500 liters barrels. So then the impact of the oak is lower also. And this is the rest of the wine. The 30% has been in stainless steel for a couple of years.
Okay, Carlos, is it possible to move the presentation to the red as well, please?
Yeah, sorry, excuse me, here.
Thank you. Okay. So as you told us, the next wine is combination of the Cabernet Sauvignon, which we know is for sure the origin, the Bordeaux, which is giving very peppery character. But we are here with combination of the Tempranillo, some Spanish Proud. I tell always about the Tempranillo, very interesting grape actually, which have a very nice color. More like a ruby cherry color with a medium deep character, and even the tears are colored, so which is giving us just the first indication of the richness and the complexity of the wine. The tears are colored, but also the density of the wine have a very nice harmony, and it's a good viscous. Have a good viscosity. So in the aromas, we have typical flavor of the Tempranillo, which is reminds me to the very ripe and rich prune, but the combination with the Cabernet giving also the pepperiness again on this wine. But which is very interesting is I tell something like it's remind you like you know, the winter time on the chimney, you know, the tobacco, the cigars, the cedar woods, and the warmness of the Christmas time, you know, that you feel also a little bit of the, it's more like a dense, the greenness of the den in combination with the tobacco and cedar, giving a nice complexity on the flavor, which invite you to take a sip and try it actually. We have a lot of dark fruit in it, so more like a dark cherry and bramble as well also. And the prune, which is like a more like combination with the chocolate, you know. As you describe it, the wine have a very nice acidity, but you will feel the richness again also, and the complexity of the tannins, which the tannins are very ripe and smooth and creamy in the mouth. They have a very balanced structure in a mouth, actually, also. The alcohol is medium, which is very nice. You have a little bit of warmness of the alcohol, but it's very balanced with the acidity and tannins as well, and give the body which is rich and full, but even the spiciness of the licorice and a little bit of cedar, which is coming through as well. And with a medium plus to long, I have more than 7 seconds to the after tasted, for the long after tasted, actually, and the finish very well. So that's why we put this wine with reindeer, which is giving delicate but rich flavor of the winter time, actually. This wine need also more sweet, earthy flavor of the vegetables. That's why pumpkin going very well with this dish. You can put some potato with truffle, you know, or combination with, if you want, even some bacon in your sauce to give extra richness, you know. But need also some fruitiness, because the wine has still freshness of the fruit as well. So I would like to combine the wine, the dish also with some earthy, but also maybe something with red fruit, or something sweet. Even the carrots, they're going very well. I love a lot mushrooms. That's why we put also some mushrooms in the recipe. But as I told you, on this time of year, I will combine it also with a little bit of truffle as well. So I am very happy to have this tasting with you, but I'm very curious to know that the other people have any questions, or what they think about the quality, or they after tasting these wines, what they're thinking about that.
Yeah, thank you, Seppi. Let's give them a few moments. For me, I was just questioning to Kales, what do you think the ideal temperature is to pour this Chardonnay? Well, it's, you know, not woody, not really fruity, so maybe you can give us an advice about the temperature.
Yeah, sure, Robert. This Chardonnay has a still very nice freshness, but as I told you, it have also the richness. I will serve this Chardonnay about 10 degrees, not colder, because otherwise we will release the aromas and the perfume of the wine. Actually, here in Belgium, sometimes people drinking the white wines very chill and drink the red wine very warm, which is a shame. And at this stage, you will lose some aromas and the perfume. This wine, I think 10, 11 degrees will be nice. 12 will be maybe too warm for this wine, because in the beginning, if you serve it on 10 degrees, we have first the freshness of the citrus, and after some minutes in the glass, taking longer and will be warmer, and then after we can enjoy the tropical fruit. So you have different stages. If you will serve it warmer, you will losing the citrus, and if you put it too chill, it's taking too long, because you make it too close and too reserved to bring the perfume. Someone has some question about the price. Yes, it's the $7.99, and you can get the both wines at the Deleuze, but also in these two wines. But you have also other cuvée and different wine of the RAIMAT, which you get it on the shops, and also better wine bars. But also delicacy shops also, that you can have it. Yes. I see that's also in the chat they answer it. About the temperature to serving the red wine, Robert, this wine has a nice richness. So I will recommend to serve this wine on the 40 degrees. 40 degrees is a temperature which before was like a very stable cellar. If you bring this on the 14 degrees and you will serve it, and the same reason which I explained about the white wine, you will have a nice freshness of the cherry, the prune, the primary fruit, and after the while in the glass we will have and put more oxygen on it, we will have a more flavor of the secondary which is coming from the vinification, and it's like a tobacco, chocolate, and that flavor which is coming also from a little bit ripeness on the barricks, but also after aging in the bottle as well.
Yeah, maybe for Seppi, they ask if they can combine it with vegetarian dish. I'm sure they can, but please explain.
Sure. For the vegetarian dishes, for the Chardonnay, I will recommend it to serve it with something. If you are not vegan and just vegetarian, I will put some maybe nice fresh vegetables, like a more spring vegetables, with the beans, with the carrot, with the Jerusalem artichokes, something like this, which you can stew it. Also, it's very good combination if you put some cheese on the top, maybe. You can also make some ravioli with some ricotta and some spinach, with some mushrooms. Will be very, very, very delicious with that wine. And very different characters, because this wine is very complex, and you can really combine it with the different flavors. For the red, I will going for the grilled vegetables, if I be honest, just to give a little bit of smokiness, more on the character of the vegetables, which is going very well on the smokiness of the wine, actually. So if you grill it or put it on the barbecue, or giving just extra flavor on your vegetable, you can go for the aubergines, for the eggplants, for the courgettes, or something like that. More the Mediterranean flavor, some paprika, some kind of flavor which is more intense and warmer, going very well with the Tempranillo as well. Sure. And with some thyme and basil. Yeah, sure.
One more interesting question, especially for sommelier, is if you can combine the Chardonnay with Oriental dishes like Thai food, etc., which is very popular.
Yeah, sure. Because of the tropical character of this wine, going very well with the Asian food as well. More like a fusion kitchen. Put with a little bit more curry, or sweet and a little bit spicy, because as I told you, we had also some combination with more spicy dish in this recipe, which we send it to everyone, but this one we're going very well with Asian food as well, because the warmness of the pepper needs some fruitiness to bring it down. So if you're using something a little bit more sweet or fruitiness for the spicy dishes, bring it more in harmony, and that's why going very well with the Asian food as well. And spiciness.
Sometimes you hear from sommeliers it's quite hard to combine a wine with coriander, as you know. So because it's such a typical herb. What do you think?
Yeah. For me, not, because coriander is one of the typical herbs which we love it in Middle East. I just grew up with coriander. I never heard someone in Iran which is say I don't like a coriander. But coriander is something which you love it or you hate it. I know it, because for some people, giving some soap character, it's just too aromatic. For me, it's not difficult, but if you don't like it, I would just don't use it. Or maybe if you want to use it more subtle, you can use the seeds of the coriander, which is still very fresh and give a little bit of character of the coriander, but not really the soapiness of the leaves, actually. No, coriander is for me not a problem. So even with this wine will be very nice, because that fruitiness going very well with the floral character of the coriander as well.
And then for me, one more question about, the sustainability. I think it's very smart for RAIMAT that, as you can see, they put the biological trademark in front of the bottle. So what you see a lot, and especially in retail, if you want to have a biological
Behind.
sustainable wine, it's in the back label. So it's very, because people are more and more looking for sustainable wines. How is that in your restaurant? Is it on your menu also? Do you mention it on your wine recipe to have the eco wines? And is there more and more demand for it?
It's for sure more demand for it, and people are more used to drinking organic and even vegan. But it's very important because we didn't talk about it actually, because they have also even vegan wine. Some people ask about it, and it's just something which is important for them to know, to didn't use any animal product in the wine, and RAIMAT is one of the less wineries which they have it, and they use it to make these wines. Very interesting for the Jewish people as well, because they are kosher. But coming back to your question, Robert, there is a lot of question about organic wines also, and the people are used to now, because I know in the beginning of my career, like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, it was not easy to explain about the organic wines, but now it's something which is very well understood in our culture now, and people looking also more for the sustainable products, even in the supermarket. If people want to pay more to be sure to have organic carrots, to have organic, I don't know, apples or eggs. Like me, I never touch another eggs. Have to be organic. I don't eat it. It's just something principle, And for the wine is the same. Actually, on my wine list, we don't put it on the list, because if I have to put it, I think 90% of my wines are organic. I didn't looking for, but I'm just selecting on the natural way, without thinking about I'm searching for organic wine. I'm just selecting because there are something in these wines which they are more pure and natural, and you don't have it in the conventional wine sometimes. You will feel, as I told you, it's like a wine without makeup.
Okay, thank you. For me, one more question for Carles. We now tasted the lovely Chardonnay and Cabernet. For maybe future, is he planning to go more and more on these wines, or are there also some plans to do more specific and less known grapes over there? What are your plans?
Yeah, we are in a project right now with an old grape that is called Trobat, and we are making tests at the wineries with the grape and fermentations and aging in different type of in oak barrels, in concrete tanks, in amphoras. I don't know whether the clay, the old Roman small, I don't know, amphoras. I don't know the name in English, sorry. They are done by clay. With clay, red clay.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Chardonnay or red as well?
With both of them, Chardonnay and with Trobat, this red clay that we are testing right now. We will take in the maybe next spring, we'll present a couple of new wines. One is a Chardonnay that I'm really happy with with it, because I think it's the most Burgundy wine done in Catalonia, in a positive way, of course, because it has been a Chardonnay of a very special vineyard that has it's 2019 and still is in a foudre so it's more than 1 year in a foudre, and I think the name will be Turons, these small mountains I was speaking before, and we will have a Cabernet Syrah from a Cabernet from Turons also. So we are doing new wines and new blends. In fact, I'm quite new in the RAIMAT winery. I have been 20 years in the wine business, but I come from another wine region. I come from the Priorat region, but I just arrived my second vintage in RAIMAT. But there is a very nice project behind. That's the reason I accept to move to RAIMAT. And there are very nice wines will appear in the near future. So yeah, we are trying to get a personality from the region Costes del Segre through this grape Trobat. It's a red grape, and it's we have historical notes and documents that it has been there for many hundreds of years. Yeah, so we'll try to launch this new grape also. Yeah.
Okay, great. There's one question people are interested about the rosé. Can you tell us anything about the development of your rosé wines, and is it a growing segment in total of your winery?
Yes, in fact, we have been these last two vintages. We have had a lot of nice scores and medals, and because I think that if you do a rosé in good rosé, and you do a rosé, no? Sometimes you know that rosés historically they were done just to get better reds, so they take out they had the must in contact with the skins for some hours, and they rack out some juice, and just to have more concentration with the reds, no? But if you do a rosé with in a more elegant way and looking for this more balance and maybe less fruity, but more I don't know how to say it in English, more perfumed and delicate rosés. I think that this is a thing that with some grapes that we have there, that we have our wine Anima de RAIMAT, this Garnacha Negra. I think that we are doing very well with them, with all these rosés.
And I see one question in Dutch, Carles, about keeping the wines when you've bought them. For example, the red wine, it's not with a cork, it's with a screw cap. When you bought it and you keep it quite good, how long can you save it in your closet?
It is a quite young style of wine, because here we have more the prunes, the fruit notes, more than the old, the maturation of the oak and all this. You can keep it quite well, and on the other side we are bottling different carbonic levels inside the wine. Even we bottle in cork or in screw cap. So, but you can keep it a couple of years. It's just like many Australian wines that some of them you can keep it longer than 2 years, no? But screw cap, if it's the bottling process is correct, you can keep it very well also. Of course, you can keep it as a Chateau Petrus 25 or 50 years, but you can keep it for a couple of years, yeah.
Well, okay. I see that there are some people need to go for dinner, so I don't want to have them wait too long for their meal. I see one more question from Andrew. You have a nice cava, as we all know. Is it available? I know you're from RAIMAT, but can you tell us just a few sentences about the cava, which is quite interesting?
Yeah, we have in RAIMAT, we produce three different cavas. One that is 100% Xarel·lo, another one that is Chardonnay, and then after we have another one that is a blend of different grapes. And the blend is organic also, and the Xarel·lo and the Chardonnay. At this moment, they are not certified as organic, even they come from organic vineyards. And I think they are also available in the Les also.
Yeah.
These are the two top ones, Cim del Turó and L'Ofret de Ponent. These are the names, quite difficult for you, I'm sure, but they are in Catalan. They are Reserva, so they are cavas that have been aged for 15 months. Yeah, one of them is Brut, and the other one is a Brut Nature.
All right. So this is maybe the point where I say muchas gracias. This is Spanish. I do my best. Carles, for your time and your dedication. And dank u zeer beleefd. Sepi, that's Belgium. A bit I try. For your time and your commitment and your recipes. I guess normally you could say 8:15. This is the best time now to drink your Chardonnay and in 1 hour drink a glass of your Cabernet Sauvignon Tempranillo. So if there are any more questions after this, maybe tomorrow, please send an email to my colleague Willemijn or to me myself personally. Hopefully we will have another year in 2021 where we can meet each other. Hopefully at Sepi's restaurant somewhere in the spring, and maybe another time out there in Spain in the beautiful vineyards of Carles and his team. So let me say have a nice evening and enjoy your wine, and thank you for joining all. Bye bye.
Yes, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you all. Bye bye. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, if you want, everyone can leave the meeting. Just, you know, the red button on the right beneath.
Bye.
Thanks for joining. So I guess, hold on. So now we are with Carles, with Katrine and Maria.
Yeah.
And we will unmute you. Also unmute Maria.
Yeah, now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so
No.
I guess, you know.
We did it. We did it.
Yeah, we did it.
It seems impossible.
Yeah,
but it happens.
Yeah, and it's still not the same as the real thing, you know. I like live events, to see all people, to welcome them, to have them in the room. It's better, but you know, I guess, you know, we did quite.
You should.
Sorry, I can hear Harriet.
Oh, there might. Oh, there were some very good results on the Instagram already now. So
Really?
that's what we do for
Yeah.
it. But yeah.
So fast.
They're all so let's gather it tomorrow. but I think that's a real good sign.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I think Seppi has given a lot of richness to the presentation, and
Yeah.
it was a good point to having her there.
Yeah.
And now we have to wait for the results of the of this meeting. And
Yeah.
once again, thank you very much for your work. I think it's I think it turned out very well.
Yeah.
So now just wait to reap the fruits.
Yes.
In the form of press clipping, and I hope it goes very well. Okay.
Okay. So we will report very soon what's happened, and well, nice meeting you. Unfortunately by Zoom, but maybe next time live. And
for sure.
let's stay in touch.
Yeah.
Let's stay and better times next year, as I mentioned. So we've got a request from a Dutch journalist if we can do it in the Netherlands, but that may be for next year. So so thank you, Katrijn. Nice meeting you also.
Ja, dankjewel
Thank
voor
you.
alles.
I guess it's very busy for you now in the last months of the year, or not?
Well, I'm already with my calendar in 2021, so we are up to Easter, and so all the volumes are shipped. So only troubles are coming up now. But no, in general, everything goes smoothly. Everything is in the pipeline. Everything is already closed. Volumes are shipped. So I know now the only thing that we are missing in Belgium is the fact that we can celebrate Christmas and New Year's Eve together, because we can't. The government send out the message that we can only invite one person, one adult person on top. So so unfortunately, I think that will have a negative impact on our volumes, because people cannot come together to celebrate and everything. But let's hope that they go then for quality and spend a little bit more and find our products to join, even if it's like a small bubble. And but for sure, it's all different. Everybody has to adapt themselves. And let's make the best out of it.
I agree.
Great. Please, could you send the video of the presentation for us?
Yeah, we will.
And also the final list of attendees.
Yeah, and we will compromise it and send it to you by tomorrow. So, so as I mentioned, we are quite busy. We will open for the first time our first wine boutique in Amsterdam, in the canal. It's really a very nice store. With more than 50 monocépage wines, all from the Pédoc region in south of France. So a very unique project, because normally we do a lot of pop-up restaurants and pop-up wine bars, not allowed. So now we go into retail. So very exciting. But let us, try to elect a report and send you the video, and let's stay in touch.
Yes, keep in touch during these days.
Have a nice evening.
Keep safe, everyone.
All right.
Okay.
Adios.
Thank you very much.
You.
Adios.
Bye.
Adios.
Keep safe. Adios. Adios.